Chair. I think, first of all, I just want to make a point that the findings of the HIQA investigation into the emergency department at University Hospital Limerick was extremely shocking and, according to HIQA, could put people's lives at risk. Under-resourced, understaffed and poorly managed was HIQA's verdict. This is a verdict that could be employed in relation to our public health services as a whole. Under-resourced, understaffed and poorly managed, despite the exorbitant salaries paid at the top of the Department of Health and the HSE. It is a verdict that can be doubly applied to the poor relation of healthcare in this country, and that's our mental health services. This motion deals with the issue of respite care, or should I say the almost complete lack of it. Just 3% of the overall €2 billion a year budget for mental health services allocated for respite care. The section on respite care and the disability capacity review up to 2032 is remarkably short in what is overall a lengthy and comprehensive document. It comprises of 2 paragraphs along with a box of key points. This shows stats for 2017 with only 1 in 4 family carers for over 5-year-olds with intellectual disability had received any respite care, and only 1 in 3 for those caring for adults. And I welcome the fact, Minister, that you've given a commitment to have that audit for older people. It's going to be, I think, it's really key to know what we are dealing with and then to provide the services. It goes on to point out that unmet need could be considerably higher, so we don't know what that unmet need is. In other words, the level of actual need can only be guessed at. There is no information as to what level of services exists now or a national breakdown of those services. The latest figure given regarding bed numbers were for 2018. However, page 15 of the review notes that access to residential care, a key element of respite care, has actually fallen since 2008. The shortfall is estimated as between 800 and 2,300 beds. 800 is based on a HSE emergency and urgent list, which is not up to date, while the higher figure of 2,300 is based on restoring the level available in 2007. To deal with the backlog of unmet need and to account for future demographic change, an extra 1,900 residential places would be needed under the minimum scenario, and an estimated 3,900 to get back to 2007 levels. The motion calls for a number of urgent actions to undertake a comprehensive audit of respite services, and which the Minister has agreed to do, whether provided by the HSE directly or through the voluntary organisations funded as Sector 38 or 39 bodies, to establish the level of unmet need and what resources are required to meet it, to also establish as part of that audit the level of rented accommodation used for respite services. It seems there is a preference in the HSE for renting rather than buying homes to be used for respite care. Finally, the motion calls on the Government to act now on its commitment in the programme for Government to ratify and sign the optional protocol to the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. I think, Minister, I noted the point you made there, and it's in your reply about it's been contingent on the state being in a position to meet its obligations. So I think that we must make sure that we meet those obligations as soon as possible. The protocol is an important addition to the UN CRPD, which we have already signed up to, and would allow individuals and groups to raise complaints if they believe their rights have been infringed by the state. And I think that's why it's really important that we do sign that, because the rights of people under that protocol would be at least protected from the point of view and push the government and future ministers to implement the plan. And certainly the Disability Capacity Review Action Plan, I met with the Oireachtas disability groups yesterday. They were in the Dáil, and they were saying that they really feel that that plan should be an actual plan to follow it up, to implement an implementation plan. So I'd like to hear what you have to say about that, Minister.